Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have two must-win Serie A games against Bologna and Atalanta, and the reason they are must-win games is because the competition for these European places is extremely tight. If we have a look at it here, Juventus top of the league on 32 points, only 6 points separating first to 6th, which is currently us. We also do have a game in hand over Juventus, which is the one we're about to see today. So come the end of this game, there simply could be 3 points separating the top 6. It's extremely tight, and it's not because we've been in a bad run in form. In fact, since the last episode, when we did lose to Napoli, we have gone unbeaten. We had 2 draws against Lazio and Inter, who are both competing with us for those European places. We then had 2 really good 4-0 and a 3-0 win over Sampdoria and Torino, with a 3-2 win against Ghent and a 1-1 draw against Rosenborg. We slightly had a bit of a play around with the tactic in that one. We were already qualified from the group, so it was just a bit of a tester. It didn't really work, but back to it today in Serie A. We have been playing with a different tactic since the Lazio game. I noticed maybe things weren't quite working, so the new tactic, as you can see here, is now a 4-3-1-2, but with wing-backs. The wingers weren't quite performing for me. The wing-backs, obviously, as we saw, Kolarov and Zappacosta have been playing really well this year, so I thought I'd change it up, get the best use out of them, and maybe, just maybe, it might have worked better, and it has. We've been switching between this and a 5-2-1-2 version of it. It seems to have worked quite well. The 5 when we've been potentially slightly less underdogs or having to defend a lead, and the 4 when we really want to go for it. So going into the Bologna game today, we'll be playing with this formation, and it's Paul Lopez in goal, Smalling and Mancini in the centre of defence with Zappacosta and Spinazzola as wing-backs, Cristante, Diawara and Pellegrini in midfield, with Pastore playing in behind Dzeko and Kalinic up front. Spinazzola in as Kolarov has picked up a slight knock for this one, but he should hopefully be back for our Atalanta game in a couple of days. But without further ado, let's get stuck in. Bologna down in 12th, so a game I'm hoping we can win, and as I say, close that gap on the European places. Extremely tight. 3 points between us and Juventus come the end of this game if we do win. It's going to be a tricky one. There are a lot of teams, good teams as well around us, that obviously are competing against us for those places. But if we can just make it, the form that we've been in suggests that we should be able to compete. But until we play some bigger teams again, it will be hard to tell. But I want us to give this run going. As always, we're going to have faith in them. The assistant will go to the team talk, and let's get the game underway. Just us playing at this time, so we are definitely, if we win, go above Milan. They do it differently in Serie A as they do than they do here in the Premier League. In Serie A, it starts with head-to-head, then it's goal difference, then it's goals scored. So our head-to-head against Milan is better, but against Napoli is worse. But it would seem Milan's head-to-head over Napoli is better, as obviously they're currently above them in the league. But a quiet start to this one. 25 minutes gone. We haven't seen anything from either side. Let's demand a little bit more. Looking here, we have dominated the possession, converted into a couple of shots, but obviously nothing highlight worthy as of yet. And by the looks of it, it could be an extremely quiet first half as the time ticks by. But we do have our first highlight, and it's Paul Lopez to Smalling, who looks like he might have picked up a slight knock. Pellegrini to Cristante to Pastore, who's found Zappacosta and acres of space out here, and that's the bonus of him being able to get forward. Balling to Dzeko, who heads just over with our first big chance of the game. Smalling, let's have a look. A potential thigh injury. He seems to be doing okay though, so we'll see if we can get him through to half-time. He is still not suggesting that he's deteriorating in fitness, and quite a boring first half. Ended up actually not having as much possession as Bologna, but have converted more of our possession into shots. Disappointed. Let's get assertive. Not happy with the performance. Let's hope for a better performance in the second half in a game that, as I say, is a real must win. But we have got a long throw on this side, and it looks like it's going to be Spinazzola to take it with a long throw. Smalling gets up and heads it to Dzeko at the back post, who could be offside. And I think he is. Dzeko called offside by the looks of it here. I thought we had our first goal, but Spinazzola gets it onto Smalling, and Dzeko is marginally offside, and we can't quite get our first goal of the game. Slightly disappointing. Thought we got it there. Again, it's a really quiet half. We've not seen anything, and we are approaching the hour mark, and I think it's going to be time for a change. Pastore not doing a lot for us in behind the two men up front, so we will get Zaniolo on for him to hopefully offer us something a little bit different in there. I'm still happy with Smalling. He's not deteriorated in fitness massively, so he can stay on. Dzeko not having a great game, but we'll keep him on. We have got a youngster called Tool on the bench who has been coming on and playing for me a couple of times. Let's demand a little bit more. Let's go attacking. Try and get this game won, because a point against Bologna will be a really disappointing start to the episode, and obviously will put us lacking behind our rivals in the top 5. But we have another highlight, and Spinazzola goes again with a long throw, and it can't quite fall to Kalinic, and there's a potential that Bologna might break here through Soriano, but he can only find Mancini, who gets beaten to the ball. Pellegrini there by Dominguez, and it's a big chance for Bologna here. It could be Croce on the eddy here, but Diawara does really well and wins it. And Dzeko, Zaniolo, we've got our own chance to break. That's an awful ball forward. Danilo to Mancini. It's just going back and forth a little bit here, but Zaniolo now finds the ball that could be the key. Spinazzola back to Cristante, into Spinazzola. Oh, and it's tipped wide by the keeper. Going back and forth. I thought we were going to be countered. We then countered them, but Spinazzola couldn't quite put it in the back of the net. We have got the corner from it, and Mancini only heads straight at the keeper. Time for a couple more changes. I think it's going to have to be Pellegrini. He's struggling in the middle of the field. We'll bring the 2 on for him and then swap him over with Cristante. Dzeko still really struggling up front, so we'll bring Tool on for Dzeko, and again Kalinic and Tool can switch over as so, and we're really going to go for it in these last 20 minutes to see if we can get a win from this game. Still demanding more. 17 shots, 11 on target. It looks like we're really deserving something from this game despite having less possession, but it's not quite coming. We are going to switch it up again. We're going to go very attacking for these last few minutes. Zappacosta can become attacking there. Kalinic as well can go to an attacking target man. Let's have a look. Diawara, you can come forward on support. We're really going to go for it, and we really need to, because we need to pick up a goal in these last 10 minutes. But by the looks of it, time is ticking by, and we're not going to be able to do so. And as time ticks by, it does suggest that we are going to stay in 6th on 27 points and be lacking in the department. And it's been quite a quiet game. We haven't seen much from it, and that is full time. A boring 0-0 draw. A disappointing performance, and it would seem that maybe we don't quite have enough to be competing with the likes of Napoli, the likes of AC Milan, the likes of Lazio, and of course Juventus. Smalling only out for a couple of days. We'll see you in a second for an even bigger game in Atlanta. Couple changes then for the home game against Atalanta. Unfortunately, Smalling does miss out through injury, so Fazio comes in for him. Kolarov is back in though on this left-hand side. Pellegrini in need of a rest, so he brought the 2 in and just shuffled with the midfield a little bit. And Zaniolo has come in to replace Pastore. So, fingers crossed we can have a better performance this time round than obviously we did in the game against Bologna. Teams did drop points around us. A couple of teams haven't yet played their games due to them being in the Italian Cup, so it is a chance to put some pressure on some teams above us, but we really need to do so. Obviously, if Atalanta win, they are currently in 8th, so that will close the gap from them on us, and we really start to get in a battle with a few more teams. I do expect nothing but a win from this one, however, and fingers crossed we can give you a good performance to show for it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. But as I say, Atalanta, if they win, as you can see, they would go on to 26 points. So they only be 2 points behind us in 7th, and it would really tighten up the gap for us. So we really do need to beat them and keep that gap, which actually would increase here over Inter, because they have already lost, it would seem, I think, this week. So we're already 4 points ahead there. Obviously, another 2 to add on to that if we are winning would be excellent. And we have got our first highlight, Zappacosta throw in, but it's straight to Galini in the Atalanta goal. And it looks like they're going to try and force an attack from here. Galini to Freyler in the midfield, who's in acres of space. Gossens on this right-hand side. He's got to go past Zappacosta. He doesn't. He plays a long ball out to Castagna on this right-hand side, rather, who's going to pass in Darun. Devan's in, and Devan Zapata, ex-Roma player, has put Atalanta 1-0 up. And it's looking like it's going to be a mountain to climb, and our unbeaten run may be coming to an end. Castagna with a nice run forward on this right-hand side. Kolarov tried to tackle him. It falls to a midfielder in Darun, and he puts Zapata in. And it is 1-0 Atalanta, and we're going to demand more because we've not quite been at the races so far, and we've not been good enough. And the truth of the matter is, we're going to be sliding further and further away from this top 5 if the form continues like this, and that is not something we're wanting to do. But we have got another throw. Zappacosta with the throw in, only as far as Gimisti in the back, but Diawara collected on the edge of the area. Back to Mancini, has a shot from range, and oh my word, what a goal from Gianluca Mancini. That is a centre-back scoring first time. We'll see it again here. Gimisti only can clear as far as Diawara. Diawara finds Mancini, who hits it first time into the top corner, and for a centre-back, what a goal. And we are back in it at 1-1. And that could be a massive goal towards the rest of the season, especially if we can pick some more up in the second half, rather. We have been disappointing. We need to go out and play better than that, but we have got away with it. It is 1-1. If we can play really well in this second half, there is a chance, but it looks like there might be a penalty here to Atalanta. Castagna with the throw. It fell to Kolarov. It looked like it was nothing, but I think they're looking at a potential handball here. We've gone to the little telly for VAR. What's the referee going to do? If it is a penalty, it could be a nightmare for us. No penalty. We've got away with it. It looks like there's going to be a free kick on the edge of the area. It did come off his arm, but obviously not in the penalty area. We are going to go attacking. I think we really need to come out and have a go at Atalanta here. There is obviously a big chance that we could propel ourselves above Napoli with a win, despite them obviously having a game in hand over us. We haven't seen much of us this second half. Kolarov having an absolutely shocking game, so he's going to come off, and we're going to bring Spinazzola on this left-hand side. Let's have a look. The two also struggling in the middle, so I think what we'll do there, we'll get Pellegrini on for him and do a bit of a switch up in the midfield like that, and see if that can give us any more impetus going forward and hopefully get us that goal we need. But we do have a corner. Pellegrini towards the back post. Kalinic can't quite get there above Darun, but it has fallen to Zaniolo, who again can't quite get the ball in, and it looks like Atalanta are going to have a chance to break through Darun to Toloi. To Castagna on this right-hand side, who obviously caused us problems earlier. He's going in his man, but Spinazzola does really well and gets it to Zaniolo, who gets it to Dzeko. Great ball in for Kalinic. If he can put it away, he can't. The difference there, obviously Zapata one-on-one with the keeper in the first half, put it away. Kalinic for us one-on-one, couldn't quite put his chance away. And are we going to start ruining some missed chances again? I think I'm going to switch up the tactic. We've not been good enough. This isn't going well. We're going to go back to playing with a few wingers. Let's have a look. Pellegrini can go up into the attacking midfield spot. Kalinic is going to come off. He's not been good enough so far. We are going to bring Kluivert on for him on the left-hand side. And that looks like that is going to be what we're going to go for. And hopefully that will give us the chance to win this game. We're going to up them to complete win-backs on the side as well. Let's make the changes. 15 minutes to go. Let's go out and grab the win. Let's demand some more. A game we really need to be winning, but it looks like they've got a chance here. And Ilsic with the ball in. Mancini heads away only as far as Cristante, who can't get it any further away. Gimisti on the edge. Darun goes all the way back to Toloi in the defence, who is being hassled by Dzeko there. And now by Pellegrini, I believe, but it's gone all the way back to Galini in their goal. Toloi, are they going to build something from the back, or are we going to be able to nab it off them? Galini again back in the goal. Long ball forward, but Diawara does cut it out, and we've got a chance. Cristante out to Kluivert, who's beaten his man on this left-hand side. He can't quite beat Toloi though, but it has only fallen as far as Spinazzola, who can't get past Castagna, and again in the form of Zapata, who has beaten Fazio at the back. Zapata, Pau Lopez with a great save that keeps us in it. 1-1, but the highlight is continuing. Pasalic in the middle here to Darun. Back to Pasalic. Back to Jim City. All the way back to Galini. There's obviously something else coming here. Rafael Toloi Palomino, they're building from the back. Jim City out to Gossens. Gossens going to take on Zappacosta on this left. Can he beat him? He's got to go inside to Muriel. Pasalic, Ilicic. Put Muriel in, and this is the chance for Atalanta. It's blocked. Diawara clears. And we again have got away with it. Zappacosta, I think, getting back in and doing really well there. We are going to go very attacking. A draw is not good enough at this stage. We do need to be winning this game. And we'll just up it to see if we can do towards the end. Two really disappointing performances for you. But here we go. Chance near the end, is it? Palomino, Jim City playing it across the back. We're pressing really well. Toloi. Kluivert, it's only gone as far as Zaniolo, who couldn't quite get there. Gossens has got it though. Pasalic, they've cleared. Can Zappacosta win it? He does. It's all the way back at Fazio to Zaniolo, who has gathered the ball and put a lovely ball across to Kluivert, who's got Spinazzola ahead of him. But he's going to try and go it alone. Kluivert cutting inside, gives the ball across to Dzeko! Edin Dzeko with the goal for Roma. Could that be a vital moment in the season? Kluivert doing really well on this left-hand side. Beats his man, cuts inside. Great ball across. And Edin Dzeko is there for his 7th goal of the season. And I think now we need to change it back. We'll go back to positive. We'll drop these back to win-backs on the side here. And hopefully we can hold on to this lead and give us an all-important win in Serie A, which I think, obviously with the games in hand for Napoli, would currently take us 5th. But that could be a vital goal. And Dzeko, who had been quiet up until then, pokes his head up. Kluivert doing really well on that left-hand side. Change of formation has seemed to work for us. We've not been very good with the possession, but the shots we've been okay with, and we've got one more chance, it might seem. Diawara out to Zappacosta, who is being hassled. Fazio, brave ball back there, but he has found Zaniolo really well, who again is taking on his man. Can Zaniolo make it 3 and finish it? He can't. Galini with the save. That would have wrapped it up. 4 minutes of added time are going to be added on. We've got a corner. Kluivert heads over. Is that going to be it for chances? We hope so. And as time ticks by, it looks like we are going to be able to get that scrappy win. And we have. We've scraped past Atalanta. Not our most convincing performance. Didn't hold on to the ball at all. But we were just able to make more of our 14 chances than they did. It means we do jump, I believe, to 5th. Albeit having played one more game than the likes of Napoli and Fiorentina around us. I agree with the assistant. That wasn't a good performance at all. But it is a win, and a win nonetheless. And as I say, look, there we go. That puts us 5th. We are currently 5 points off of top spot Zebra, so we haven't lost too much in this episode. But the all-important thing, we're 6 points above Inter in 7th. So if we can just remain in this 6th and finish above one of them, we will make the European spaces, which obviously is our aim for the season. Hopefully it will be in the top 4 and we can make the Champions League. But obviously Europa League is all the board are looking for. Now, in the next episode, I'll play forward through the rest of December. We'll come back. We've got Verona in the Italian Cup first round. We'll come back for that one, followed by what should be a big game against Fiorentina, who obviously are also in the European spaces. But I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please leave a like down below. Obviously, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to see more content, please do subscribe as well. And thank you all for coming along and watching.